Hello, Ryan here, aka Ari Wrath, and we are back with, well, we're not kicking it off just yet, but a new off-grid Zero to Hero style series. As I say, we're not kicking it off just yet. I am waiting for CIG to fix the main issues, the hangar issues, the hauling issues with the initial starting mission for the hauling profession, and some other ones as well, as there are a lot of people having issues with certain aspects of the game. Myself included, I am having a few issues here and there. Thankfully, for what I tend to do, it's been pretty smooth. But I'm also wanting to let the world populate a little bit, because what you find when a new patch comes out is there's no organic gameplay. There's nothing persisting, there's no history to a server, because there hasn't been enough time for players to get in and do anything, especially with these bugs as well. People are obviously waiting for these bugs to get fixed, because there's not much you can do right now without getting into bother. So allowing the world, and I do this generally anytime I do an off-grid style gameplay. When a new patch has come out, I will wait for the server to populate, have a bit more content to find, you know, players moving around, doing hauling missions, doing other things, succumbing to either pirates, bugs, or just boredom, and then leaving their ships, or negligence, of course. I often forget to do something and I crash or leave my ship. So we're just waiting for that to happen while I'm just scouting around to see where a good starting point will be. Now, usually, if you've been watching any of my off-grid stuff, I'm on Microtech. Now, I decided for this account, my Ari Wrath, and my other Zero to Hero account, which is for Twitch, I've just noticed that. I wonder what that symbols. Is that ages? Yeah, I decided to move out to Hurston and see what I can find around the Hurston area, or the Hurston planet, similar to what it's like on Microtech. Because my main account, my main SMB account, will still be at Microtech, living at Astor's Clearing. I don't want to ever leave that place, for the time being anyway. But I wanted to get something a little bit more fresh and a bit more interesting for these series. So what I've done is I've found the perfect location for off-gridding. This is called Finn's Folly, which, for now, this is all in my imagination because we don't have the means to do this yet. This is going to be my little home. I can't sleep on the mattress. I can't do anything. I can probably place things here and hope that they persist from patch to patch, provided I'm getting onto the same server, but I'm not really going to do that too much because it can be a bit hit or miss whether you get the same server or not. But I will still be living out of my ship, living in this area. This will be my home base, a bit like what Astor's Clearing is for the previous series. And I'll show you around here in a little bit, but this is beautiful. And if you've just seen the views, I did show them off in the intro, but look at this savannah. It is so vast. Waking up to this kind of view every day is definitely something I can get used to. Now, this area, actually, if we look at the map, one thing that I really liked about Astor's Clearing was that you had Dunburrow and Harper's Point close by, and Ghost Hollow. So there was 4 locations, 3 of which are relatively safe, that you can spend your time searching for things and exploring. And that's what made it such a great location, because you had so much around you where there was quite a lot of people coming and going. Where here, we have all of this in somewhat close proximity. So we're here at Finn's Folly, which is just an outpost. Next to us, we have Ishmael, which is a bunker. Not necessarily going to go there too much because I will be trespassing, but it's often a good place to check out for salvage, derelict ships, because people get killed, they leave their ships. We also have Rico's Remains. Oh, hang on, there's Zacharias as well, which is another underground bunker. Is that on this side of the planet? No, it's on the other side of the planet. So we have Rico's Remains here. Sorry, I keep doing that. Which is one of the new FOBs. No gameplay associated with it yet. We may find ships stranded there for whatever reason, but it's unlikely but it's cool to have located here because eventually CIG will be rolling out missions to this place. What we'll do is, in this video, we'll just visit a few of these places so you can see what I'm talking about. But we also have Maker's Point, which seems to be... I can't remember what it is exactly. I think it may have a cargo elevator. I could be wrong, but it seems to be quite a popular place. So this is going to be a good place to go to find stranded ships, derelict ships, players who might want help and so forth. And then we have Zephyr, which is a great little trade post. I'll show you this. I was gobsmacked when I saw this. I'm sure I've visited before, but now that I'm planning to live at Finn's Folly, it's only a stone throw. Well, it's not a stone throw. It's quite a distance. But you can get there, obviously, quantum traveling quite easily. Great little trade post. I'll bar there. I'm quite happy to, you know, travel around these places, see what I can find. There's also a rappel there, which is definitely one with a hauling freight elevator. So that might be a good place to go and help at the freighters and so forth. And just see what I can find at Zephyr, but a great place to go and sell my gear and buy stuff as well. They offer a lot of decent gear. And then Farnsway, which is a distribution center, which is going to be a nice place for my character to go and offer his services as help with hauling cargo off and on of ships. Just seeing who's about, seeing what's there. But all of this in a very similar location. And then you've got reclamation and disposal there. You've got all these outposts and DCs here as well. Such a great location. And what is also very beneficial is that we are on a pole around here, which means places like Zephyr, and I think Finn's Folly, it might get a little bit dark, but they're generally in permanent daylight, which, as someone who obviously is a content creator, a lot of the time when I would spawn in at places like Astor's Clearing, I wanted to wait until the sun came up so that I could show off the location and show off, you know, not show off, but be able to see what I'm looking for. So it does help because it makes things a bit more clearer rather than, you know, people watching just complete darkness. So yeah, this is the plan. And, you know, off-gridding, but with the new hangars, Arirath has a small hangar in Lorville. So what I'm going to do is, as I find things of interest, I'm mostly going to be selling things rather than keeping things. But what I would like to do, if I find interesting items, I will take them back to my hangar and store them in my hangar. And then over the course of the series, like I'm not going to be living there, but it's a good place to dump things. I'm still going to be living off-grid around here as my permanent sort of place of residence in the back of my ship. But when I get all these things and take them to my hangar, what I'll do is I'll display them in my hangar, and then through the course of the series, every now and again we'll go back and I'll just see what I've managed to find. And you can sort of see it accumulate over time with whatever I can find. Sometimes it might just be bog standard stuff that I find useful. It could be subscriber stuff that I've looted or that players have dropped and left behind. The NPCs are actually walking around. And yeah, just kind of accumulate these things and have an interesting variety of items to show off that I've just displayed in my hangar. But that's the plan. And I also want to say, if you see me or if you're doing the same thing, because what I noticed about the previous series is that it started becoming more and more populated with people doing the same thing, which was incredible to see, because it started out with me on my own, just being out there, doing what I was doing, and then over the course of the series, there was so many other players coming and going. The place became a bit of a community of people, and I know there's people who have met other people through doing the same thing at these locations, living off-grid, and it was just great to see that flourish. I love the idea of this becoming like a location. These areas, it doesn't have to be the same spot as me. Of course you can do, because it's a nice spot. But having places like this become a community of players where we trade with each other, we work together, we help each other out. Oh, that's handy. It takes up the full room. Never mind. I'll come back for this stuff. I don't think we're able to pick up these boxes anymore. I think they've stopped us from doing it, which is a good thing. We don't want to be stealing all these things. But yeah, if you're around and you see me, or anyone living out here, just say hello. See if there's, you know, offer the wares that you have gathered and accumulated, and if it's something that I want or need, I might buy it from you. Or vice versa, if I've got something that you want or need, you can buy it from me if I don't get to Zephyr and sell it in the first place. These are interesting plans. I remember seeing these for the first time on Daymar. Very cool. But the plan is to slowly grow this community, see people living in this place together, helping each other. If people want to provide security, by all means do so. It's just, we are at the point now, almost, there's still a lot of instability, performance issues and bugs and so forth, but we're at the point gameplay-wise where there is enough to sustain a longevity-style community of people where we all just live and breathe and work together. And I really like that. And I've been doing it already with, you know, my community on Twitch. And it's just great to see this happen on YouTube. So come and say hi. Offer something that you've got to trade. If I want it, I'll buy it. If not, I won't. If I have the coin or the creds for it, then I'll buy it. If I don't, obviously, it's fine. But there's so much to see around here. What I'm going to do in this video is, while we're just sort of getting prepped for the series, waiting for the persistent universe to kind of populate with more things to do and find, and of course the patch to get bug-free, or not bug-free, it's never going to be bug-free, and it's just always going to have these little issues, but the main contributors to the issue report, what I'm going to do is just show off the various locations that we have available, because there are some brilliant places around here. So this is Finn's Folly. This is my new place of residence. I feel like I've explored it quite well, but I'm sure there is more to see. I don't think I've fully explored it. Like, I don't know if I can get up there somewhere. But yeah, this is my new home, my new place of residence. Let's head off to Zephyr, and I'll show you that spot where I like to trade. I'll just grab these bits of loot down here, like the med pens and so forth. It's all saleable. I have 0 cash. I have 0 items, barring what I have on myself, which is just a top, trousers, boots, and cruz. Right, I'll be back in a jiff once I've fully looted this place. Let me just see if there's another loot box down here, actually. You've got an origin pool table. Can't do anything with it, unfortunately. Can we move this? Now. But there is occasionally a loot box, or a couple of loot boxes just dotted around here, so it's always worth checking. Plus, it's nice to see the residents kind of doing something. Not quite. Right, back at a jiff. Let me go and loot that box. Man, I have to admit, this place is certainly a beautiful spot to be living. Very happy that I found it now. I've just done a bit of looting, found a couple of boxes, one on the top of this roof here as well that you could climb to, and I got quite a lot of gear from that. I'll just hop down somewhere safe and show you. Is there anywhere safe to hop to? Probably not. There we go. Just spent a bit of time loading it all up into the ship. As you can see, the sun is on its way down, but I don't think it goes completely down. It might here, but I know at Zephyr it's permanently in daylight. So you just climb up there, and you get onto the top. There's a box there. Had a look through there. There's nothing down there anymore. But yeah, this whole location is very interesting, and I will certainly be spending a bit more time just looking around, searching around, seeing what I can see, seeing what I can find. I don't know if there's anything more out there. There probably isn't in the local area, but it's certainly worth looking for. There might be some rock minables, some prospector minables. But if you're just lucky here. So what I did find, firstly, is a custodian, Castak Arms custodian weapon, and a Nerf gun, which is of no real use other than a bit of a novelty. But I also found all of this. I've got myself an undersuit, a Parasite replica helmet from the TV series, which I can't, or the film, I can't use that. I could, but it's not something I'm going to. Some med pens, which is always handy to have. In fact, I will just put one on my person, just so I've got it. some oxypens, which I'll sell, some, you know, a couple of magazines for my custodian, and a couple of, or 3 magazines for the Wow Blast Desperado toy pistol, which is what's on my rack there, and a couple of flares. Oh, and this lifeguard medical attachment, which I'm going to try and loot everything that I can. What I'm going to do is head off to Zephyr right now, show you what the marketplace is like, the little traders market, and see what I can sell and see what I can make on my first day of literally just looting here. I wasn't sure if I heard a ship flying around, but I'm not seeing anything. Anyway, let's take off.
Launch complete.
In fact, let me just look on top of here, see if there's anything up there. I don't think there is. I don't think we're supposed to be getting up there, because I can't see any proper way of doing so. No, it's just littered with solar panels. I don't think it's supposed to be a place you're meant to get to. But what I'll do, while we're in atmosphere, I'll just switch over to nav mode and I'll show you the locations that are somewhat close by. I think they're a bit too far away. Yeah, that's all the way around on the other side. So we have Weeping Cove here. Oh, I forgot to mention these, I think. Weeping Cove and Cutter's Rig. Now, Weeping Cove is on the hillside, but you've got sort of 3 areas in one there, and that's only 275 kilometers away. Cutter's Rig is that oil rig in that area. On the hillside next to it, which is literally next to it, about the same distance, you've got Weeping Cove, which is a little farm, and then you also have a bar down on the beach. That's Ishmael, which is only 81 away. That is the bunker. They're not planet-side, hence the logo, the markers being different. What's that one? Oh no, that's Stanhope. Not too far away, a possibility to go there. Maker's Point is, I can't remember, I'll have to check that out, but that's only 329. Rico's Remains, which is that fob, is 193 kilometers. Farnsway, which is the DC, is 418, so that's probably the furthest one away at the moment. And then you've got Zephyr, which is where we're going to be going to over there. And I think that's about it in the vicinity. But let's head there. Again, I don't think the sun goes down, you know. Which makes for a beautiful scene. Right, we've just come to Zephyr, and this is what I remember. I completely forgot where this was, but Zephyr's up there, and then down here you have this little tiny shack, which I don't think there's anything to it. Let's just quickly pop inside. We should still keep the daylight. I don't think it goes completely pitch black. The other benefit of Hurston versus Microtech right now is... Hang on. I don't know about that. No. Is that the atmosphere is only 9 kilometers. So, before you can jump. Whereas it's... I think I gotta wait 11 kilometers before you can jump in Microtech. I mean, that's gonna be a problem as well. So here's the little shack area, which would be a perfect little off-grid homestead. Unfortunately, we can't really use them as homesteads properly. You have to kind of have a bed lying around in your ship. At this time, anyway, there's a lot of changes coming there. But you could essentially bring a small ship here as long as it's got a bed. There's Zephyr up there. We'll go and take a look at that in a sec. Let's just have a look around here. Great little shack to call home, though. Doesn't look like there's going to be anything to loot. Nice little workbench. Yeah, it's just one of your bog standard shacks that you see at most settlements. There's probably a way to get on the roof, though. Here it is. Oh, no, never mind. Yeah, maybe not. Unless we can hop it up here. No, doesn't. Well, I'm sure there's a way, but I'm not too fussed right now. What we'll do is we'll head up there, head up to Zephyr, and we will sell what we've got. I'll show you the location because it is another beautiful spot. And hopefully it can become a bit of a hub of activity with people coming in, doing this kind of thing, trading with others. Can't wait.
Landing gear down. Front impact warning. Landing complete. Engines offline.
So, as I say, a beautiful little location. I wonder where that shack is. Because in the daylight, I couldn't actually find it. I knew it was in one of these locations, but I couldn't find it. So, waiting until nighttime. Well, not nighttime, but I suppose dusk. Because I don't think it ever goes completely nighttime. It has allowed me to refine that spot. But I just can't remember which direction it's in. Oh, there it is. Over there. If one of you want to pick that for your own little shack, by all means do so. So this is the little trade market, a great area around here for landing ships. Smaller ships generally, but a larger ship would be fine. And then you've got easy access to the marketplace down here. Right now, I have just brought my Wow Blast Securison toy gun. I love these little things. I don't know if it's worth anything. We'll try and sell it, but we'll see. And I've got a magazine for it to see if that's worth anything, an oxy pen, the medical lifeguard thing for the multi-tool, and the orange flare. Just to see if they're worth anything, because I've got a few more of the oxy pens especially. But here is the marketplace. I love this spot. As you can see, you've got all these weapons for sale. Lots of weapons for sale. Some ammunition as well, which is handy. Backpacks. They're expensive. Some other weapons there. A table where I suppose you can sit things on. And you've got some armor here. You've got multi-tools. That's not a person in a barrel, although it really looks like one. It's actually a place to buy and sell things. I don't know. I thought someone was accidentally sat in a barrel there. You got a seat here if you want to wait for a friend. Yeah, so let's just see what we've got. I think when it comes to selling at these terminals, so I put these things into storage first because I don't think, let me just check, I don't think we can access the ship here. Which kind of makes sense. I don't know. I like that you can in some cases, but I also like that you can't. So, on my person. Okay, so that's worth 53. That's 180. They're worth 1. I'll sell the oxy pens. I'm not going to use them. And I'll sell that. I don't need that. I've got Hemazole pens. I'm not going to sell those, though. Not for 1, anyway. If I can find a better price, I'll do that. Let me just put my weapon... Not my weapon, whatever this is. The Wow Blast into storage. Oh, where is it? I guess he doesn't physically have it displayed even though it's there. Interesting. Can I put this in now? I should be able to. Yes. But yeah, this could become a real popular place for trading. And in the daytime, when it's bright sunshine, it is great to see. Oh, it's only worth 1. In that case, I'll keep it for now. I might just leave it in storage. But I'll go and get my other oxygepens and then sell those. Oxygepens. I've created a new word there. But you've got some interesting towers. Great for watching people come and go. Definitely be nice providing security around this sort of place. Having a little community area where you can just come and meet friends. Could be a great meeting point. Got some fruit down there to pick. I wouldn't advise eating any of it though. And then you've got a bar here. And they've actually placed quite a nice amount of seating around the spot. So you can gather with friends and hang out at the end of a day. What we've got in here. Let's see if this is saleable here. Yeah, they're not wanting any of it. But you can get food and drink here. We are going to need some in a minute. What have I just made there so far? 241. I've got 4 more of those med pens, so I'm going to make another 200 there. This is always my favourite part of the Zero to Hero, is when you have absolutely nothing and every credit you earn means something. But yeah, as time goes on and the world gets more populated with players doing things, leaving things, the more stuff we're going to find. Ooh, nice. Alright, we'll take that if I can fit it in. No, I cannot. Alright, we can fit... Can we not fit that either? They can. Let me carry this and I'll go and put it in the... Watching a spot. Storage. Look, if I can do that now. One thing you could do if you're brave enough is use a little spot like this where you put things that you... I have nothing on me. Things that you have gathered, put them on the table and then offer them to people walking around if they want to buy them. But yeah, we're probably not in a place to do that right now. You might need some security personnel to help with that. Something else that's worth pointing out is eventually, not for 4.0, because I think it's only going to apply to Pyro for 4.0, but post 4.0, all these missions we're seeing coming for repair and the charge and drain, where you're going to be able to bring things back to life again, they will apply to places like this, where, you know, towers, comrades, those sorts of things might need to get recharged or fixed. And yeah, that will also apply here. So there will be... Ooh, nice Artemex. So there will be missions around here to involve in that regard. Let me just split that, see if that's worth anything. And that I will carry to my inventory. Looks like it might have completely glitched out. We'll come back to that, see if it does eventually pop in, but I may have tabbed out of that a bit too quick. But you've got a nice little area up here where if, you know, eventually if there becomes... Oh, toilet! You can actually sit on it. If there becomes enough of a community around here where people are coming and going and trading on a regular basis, which I think is possible, then getting people to act as security around the place as well is definitely something that will start to happen. I know a couple of people who have said that they want to provide security to the off-grid people. It's turned red like it's broken. Looks like I'm not getting that helmet. That's such a shame. So, yeah, I feel like that's something that can start to happen, provided the patch is stable enough and people want to actually play, of course. Hopefully, they can make that happen. There's also these gems, so you can make more than enough to set yourself up with what you might need to start out with if you pick one of those up each time and go and sell it. Get a backpack, of course, that'll help. Oh, some arms. Let's see if this one works now. So I'll stay in this area. There we go, there it is. Oh, there's also some drugs here. What's that? Is that maize or neon or what? Let's have a look. Yes, maize. So if you're that way inclined, you can come here and grab some some drugs. I don't think this is placed by a player. I'm pretty sure I've seen those around here before. So yeah, starting out, there's a lot to get on with. Obviously, the more that people come here, or the more often people come here, the more they're going to be taking this stuff. So it might not always be available. It is first come, first serve until it gets reset. Anyway, let's go and take this to the shop, which is down that way. Nice little rock formation here to travel through. But yeah, this is Zephyr. I probably won't show you every place at this moment because I am taking a long time to show it off. But let's just go and see what this is worth and the other items, if they are worth anything. But the sun, I don't think will go down any further than that. I think it's just going to come back up and over. Nice, a 310 there. The opioid pen, or the Roxafen, is also 53, so that's a decent amount. I will probably keep that here for now, as it might come in handy, and it'll suit the undersuit that I have. That I will sell, though. How many of them do I have? Just the one? Yeah. Anyway, this is Zephyr. You can see it is a great spot to be a trading post where players can come and trade together. Let me give you a good view. So, yeah, I would love to see this place come alive with just people acting as security, you know? Anti-air guns, weapons, just making sure that the peace is kept in this place. But essentially, even without that, just having ships coming and going, trading amongst each other, trading at the trade post, meeting up with each other. It doesn't have to be a friend that you know. It could be a random that you want to go off and do a mission together. Living off at places like this. There's plenty of shacks that you can pretend to call home. If you're that way inclined, I am. And I'll be living at Finn's Folly, coming here every so often just to sell stuff. I'm going to leave this video here for now as kind of part one. I will be checking out places like Marcus Point, Rico's, Farnsway DC is going to be a good place for me to go to and get some work. We might even head off to Weeping Cove, Cutter's Rig as well, see what that's like for doing various things. But, oh, hello, Ari. But this is a great spot. I can't believe it's taken me this long to find a place on Hurston, to do this series on Hurston. I've been obsessed with Astor's Clearing and Microtech for so long, but I am starting to come around to the idea of Hurston being my new home for the time being. Anyway, with that said, if you did enjoy this video, please do consider subscribing. Also, the TOBII Tracker 5 is 25% off, which is, sorry, 20% off. I made a mistake there, 20% off for the next few days. This is how I gather most of my B-roll. It is also how I immerse myself into the game. Highly recommend it. Using the link will take you to that deal, and it will provide me with a direct kickback, helping me to make these kinds of videos, so it is very much appreciated. We're also doing this kind of thing on Twitch, so twitch.tv/SuperMacBrother. You are all more than welcome over there. The link is below. Is that an NPC moving around? Oh no, it's one of those things. Yeah, we'll be doing a similar thing. In fact, doing almost the same thing over at Twitch. So you can see me live doing it there and ask me any questions live as well. It's a really handy thing to be able to ask a question if you're new to the game. And everybody is welcome. Doesn't matter how long you've been playing it for, or if you aren't even playing it yet, you are more than welcome to join me. I wonder if I can throw these boxes down there and retrieve them again. It's probably asking for trouble, but we'll try. But yeah, really excited for this series. They just need to get on with fixing the last remaining blockers. Not blockers, but really, I suppose they are blockers, aren't they? A lot of them not being able to get out of your hangar and whatnot. So hopefully they can fix that, and we can get on with properly playing this. Don't want to do it. Okay, I think that's quite findable. But yeah, I'm just going to finish off what I'm doing here, then head back to Finn's Folly and call it a night. And then when we return, as I say, I'll show you the rest of the place. Oh boy, where's this going to go? It's got quite a throw. No, that's fine. Show you the rest of the place. And yeah, if you want to start taking part in this kind of thing, please do so and come and say hello. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Big thank you to my patrons and channel members. And have a great evening.